Y'all, next week, not only is it going to get really cold, it's going to drop down into the teens possibly, and the wind chills are going to be single digits. For Texas, that's ridiculous. But anyway, it got me thinking. I haven't showed you guys what we do around here to winterize. Really don't do much, to be completely honest with you guys. That's what I wanted to share with you. So I got a little trick on what we do around the farm to winterize pipes, water hoses, stuff like that. We use a lot of hoses on the farm. We've got chicken coops and tractors and all sorts of other stuff that go way out. And so it could be a couple 100 feet of hose. And it's not good when one of those freezes over, because I don't know about you guys, but I don't like repairing water lines, whether it's a water hose that needs to be replaced because it busted, or even worse, a plastic pipe. So anytime we have a really hard freeze where it's going to be in the 20s for several hours, always make sure that you got something in place to mitigate that cold. So that's what I'm going to show you guys. Part of the frustration of winterizing stuff is depending on how good you are at organizing things, you may or may not be able to find something you put somewhere a year ago. I gotta tell you the secret that I use around here, and y'all, this is not a sales gimmick. I was not provided these for free. I'm not getting any kickback or anything like that. I might make a few pennies if you guys order off the link down below, which, by the way, the link's down below. I don't know if you've ever heard of these before, but Freeze Miser Outdoor Faucet Freeze Protector, that's what it's called. Now this little thing here doesn't come with it. That's a quick connector for a water hose connection. More on that in a minute. But these things are amazing. I thought that they were gonna be kind of a gimmick when I bought them because they were kind of overpriced and I saw some advertisements on them. And anyway, I thought, what the heck, I'll try it out. We started putting these on the end of long hoses with a Y splitter, or if we don't need the hose, we just put it directly on the end of the hose. And y'all, what these things do is they will prevent the water from ever stopping in the hose or the pipe that you've got it connected to. So basically there's something inside of it that reacts to the cold, and once water starts to freeze, this little nipple here will start to leak water and it'll automatically drip itself. So you basically have an auto dripping faucet when you have one of these on there. You wouldn't think, but just that enough to agitate the water and to keep it moving is enough in many situations, especially here in Texas. You folks that live up in the crazy north, I'm gonna pray for y'all. You know, this may or may not work. I don't know. I would check the manufacturer specs, but I tell you what, for down here, we've had some crazy freezes, and we put one of these bad boys on the end of a water hose. That water hose will not freeze. Which leads me to my next suggestion for you guys is get you some freeze misers, link down below. Get you some automatic quick disconnect hose fittings. I'm going to put the links for the ones we use down below as well. They just make it so easy, y'all, because you can put these. This is the male end here, and this one's kind of old and corroded a little bit, but this is the female end. Obviously, you know, you push that in there and it locks in place, and you don't have to be twisting water hoses around. And they typically don't corrode together either. We've got pretty hard water around here we've been struggling with. But I got a Y fitting, this little contraption here, if you guys can see. I got a male quick connect here, a Y, and a female here. So we keep the female ends on our water hoses. So I can take the sprayer nozzle off of a water hose that might be connected right now, like the one here by the shop. I could just quick connect this right in place. I could either hook a water nozzle back up to this, or I could put my freeze miser in it. So now I've got a Y splitter to where I still have access to water if I need it during a freeze, and then I got a freeze miser sticking out of the other one. So it looks kind of like that. I know it's pretty, ain't it? So this may be a goofy example, but you get the point. This is a 100-foot water hose, and I got a Y splitter on here with a quick connect, the hose end if I need it in a bind while we're in freezing temperatures. Then I got the freeze miser right there. This freeze miser will keep this 100-foot hose from freezing. That's pretty awesome. So this is the same type of concept you can also use on your water troughs. You can put a little Y splitter, hang this above your water trough so you're not dripping water everywhere, and it'll actually drip in your water trough, and the other line can go to the float on the trough. One cool thing about that, y'all, is not only will this keep the line to your water trough from freezing over, it'll also typically keep the top from icing over, because the constant drip of the water on the top of your trough is going to agitate it enough to where ice won't form. Win-win situation. So placement, everywhere we got a water trough, I put one of these, y'all. It's never failed me. The second thing I do is I take the water lines on the far end of the house, the outside hose bibs, and I put at least one of these on the far end of the house. Even if worst case scenario, one of our outside faucets freezes over or breaks or whatever, we'll still have water running. We'll still have water running. So that's worked for us. Hopefully it'll work good for you guys. So to summarize, freeze miser on all your water troughs. Put at least one or two far into your house, far away from the water supply as possible. Second thing that I do, it's also very, very easy, is I actually have an extra one right here. One of these bad boys right here. This is called a HEATIT thermostatically controlled device, and I think it actually tells you on here. Yeah, it says AC 120 volt, 60 hertz, max load is 15 amps, so it puts out a decent amount. It turns on automatically, y'all, at 38 degrees Fahrenheit, and it turns off automatically at 50 degrees Fahrenheit. So, man, these things are pretty reliable. I bought a 2-pack, and I've had these for years. Link's gonna be down below if y'all want to go check them out. I want to say it was like $15 or something. They weren't much at all, but these guys for the animals and for your well house are a game changer. So you plug this into the wall, and then you plug you a good old heat lamp. In our well house, I just hang it with a wire from the ceiling, just enough to where there's good ambient light and heat around the piping, and I don't have to worry about remember to turn it on, and I don't have to remember to turn it off, because it automatically turns on when it gets below 38 degrees, and it'll automatically turn off when it finally warms back up. Usually doesn't take a lot of heat to keep your well house from freezing over. You just need something to heat up some of that ambient air around your plumbing if it's unprotected, and ours is in a pretty gimpy little well house. That's pretty awesome, y'all. I didn't know something like this existed till a couple of years ago, and it saved me a tremendous amount of effort in dealing with our well house freezing over, because we've had that issue in the past where our pipes froze over. So just using this light, even when it's in the teens, it served us really well, and this is how we do it. So I hope you guys found this useful. If you did, I'd really appreciate if you guys would like and sub to the channel. I try to give useful information that helps us out, share it with you guys, and hopefully help some of you guys along the way. Links for everything are going to be down below. If you guys have any questions that you can't get answers on, let me know. I'll do my best to help out. God bless, and stay warm.